Let's boost your English skills.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another Boost English podcast. I'm Olivia, your usual host. David, I see you brought a big cup of coffee. Is that your second one today?
Actually, it might be my third. Mornings have been so busy lately, I need a little extra energy. How are you doing, Olivia?
I'm good, thanks. I woke up super early to catch the sunrise. It was gorgeous. The colors were just amazing over the skyline. I felt so energized. Do you ever watch sunrises?
Sometimes, but I'm more of a night owl. The only time I see the sunrise is if I stayed up way too late. Still, it's nice to hear you had a peaceful start. So, what's on the agenda today?
Glad you asked. Welcome back, listeners, to the Boost English podcast. I'm Olivia, your host. Here, we give you fun conversations to help you improve your English skills. Today, David and I will talk about a special topic you won't want to miss.
Right, we're diving into something that might surprise some learners. But before we get there, Olivia, can we chat just a bit more? I want to hear about your weekend. Did you do anything exciting?
I tried a new dance workout. It was a little silly, but actually a great exercise. I nearly fell over a few times. You know me, my coordination needs serious help. It was fun, though.
That sounds awesome. I spent my weekend reorganizing my closet. Not exactly thrilling, but it feels great to have my stuff in order now. Maybe next time I'll join you for that dance class.
You totally should. Anyway, let's not keep our listeners waiting. Today's theme is fail fast, learn faster. We're going to explore why failing quickly can actually help you grow.
That's right. It might sound strange at first. Most of us try to avoid failure. But there's a powerful idea that if you fail sooner, you can fix mistakes earlier and learn at a faster rate. Let's dig into that.
Perfect. Listeners, we hope you find this concept both interesting and useful. Feel free to repeat any tricky phrases or words after us or note them down. Practice makes progress.
Definitely. So, Olivia, when did you first realize failing fast was important?
It hit me during college. I worked on a group project and I kept delaying any risky parts. I was afraid of messing up. In the end, I had to rush because I started late. I thought being safe would help me avoid failure, but I ended up with more stress.
Really? I can relate. I used to be so cautious that I never tried new things. Then, whenever I eventually tested an idea, I would realize all my assumptions were off. I wasted a lot of time waiting.
Exactly. If you can discover what doesn't work early on, you can pivot and find better solutions faster. That's why fail fast, learn faster is a concept many tech companies love.
Right? In startup culture, they often say, launch early, see what breaks, fix it, then launch again. It's not about being sloppy. It's about learning quickly from real experiences rather than perfecting things only in theory.
You got it. So, how do you think this applies to language learning?
Great question. If you try speaking with native speakers right away, you'll discover what words or phrases you're missing. Sure, you might make mistakes, but you'll learn so much faster than if you just read textbooks.
Absolutely. I've met students who only studied grammar for years. They were terrified of making errors when speaking. The moment they finally tried talking, they realized how valuable those little failures were.
Yes, each mistake is like a clue. It shows you what you need to improve. If you hide from mistakes, you're essentially hiding from new lessons. It's like playing it safe in a bubble.
And no one grows in a bubble, right? So if you're a learner listening right now, don't be shy. Talk to people, try new words, experiment. You'll fail in small ways, but you'll gain big improvements.
Exactly. On that note, can I share a funny story about my first trip to Mexico?
Please do.
So I thought I was ordering a simple snack. I was using some Spanish words I'd memorized. I ended up ordering something entirely different, really spicy. I had no idea. My mouth was on fire.
Oh my, that sounds intense. Did you at least learn some new vocabulary that day?
More than I expected. But the key was that I tried, messed up, and learned. After that, I never forgot those words. It was a fast way to improve.
That's a perfect example of learning through trial and error. If you had waited until you could speak Spanish perfectly, you might never have experienced that comical moment.
Totally. And I got a good story out of it, plus a memorable lesson in local cuisine. So failing fast sometimes leads to fun memories too.
Indeed. David, have you heard any success stories in business where failing quickly led to major breakthroughs?
Sure. I remember reading about a company that tested new app features each week. Some ideas flopped immediately, but they discovered which ones worked faster. That quick feedback cycle pushed them ahead of the competition.
That's so inspiring. I love hearing tales of people who benefit from short, frequent tests. It's not just about random guessing, it's about intentional iteration and improvement.
Exactly. And that mindset can apply to personal growth too. Want to learn guitar? Try playing a song. Mess up, then fix it. Don't spend years only reading about chords.
Or if you want to write a book, just start writing. You'll figure out what needs refining. The sooner you produce something, the sooner you can edit and improve.
Right? You can't edit a blank page. That's why I always say, jump into action. If you fail, oh well, you're still ahead of where you were if you hadn't tried.
It really shifts your perspective, doesn't it? Failure isn't an end. It's just part of the road to success. The faster you fail, the faster you learn.
Yes, and it feels good to think of failure as a stepping stone. Once I embraced that, I found it easier to handle setbacks. Did you feel the same?
Absolutely. I stopped seeing failures as personal flaws. Instead, I saw them as bits of data telling me how to improve. It's way less stressful that way.
For sure. Now, thinking of daily life, how do you fail fast in routine tasks?
I often try new recipes without a perfect plan. If it turns out bad, I know exactly what not to do next time. And if it's good, I've just discovered a new dish.
Nice. That's definitely a low-stakes way to practice. I suppose I do something similar with exercise routines. I'll sample a new workout. If it's awful, I move on, but I learn what my limits are.
That's great. So it's all about testing and adapting. In language learning or anything else, fail fast, learn faster is just a mindset that encourages bold action and honest reflection.
Indeed. If you wait until you feel ready, you might wait forever. Better to dive in, see what happens, and make adjustments. That's growth.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Listeners, we hope this is motivating you to jump into new challenges. Don't fear failing. Fear standing still.
Well put, Olivia. Standing still means you never discover how much you can actually do. And that's a real loss, right?
Exactly. Now, let's spend some time breaking down a few tricky words or phrases from our conversation. This will help everyone remember them. Sound good?
Great idea. Let's start with iteration. I mentioned the concept of intentional iteration. That basically means repeating a process again and again, each time making small improvements.
Right. For example, in app development, you have multiple iterations of the software. Each version has updates or bug fixes. You try, fail, adjust, and that's iteration in action.
Yes. Another term we touched on is pivot. When we say a business pivots, it means they change direction or strategy quickly after seeing something's not working.
Exactly. Like if a bakery notices bread isn't selling well, but cupcakes are, they might pivot to focus more on cupcakes. They adapt to reality fast.
Right. Then there's stepping stone, and we said failure is a stepping stone. That means it's like a small platform that helps you move forward. It's not a dead end.
Yes, it's something you use to make progress toward a goal. Even if it feels like a block in your path, you can step on it to reach higher ground.
Another phrase was test an idea. In a business sense, to test means to try out a product or feature in the real world, gather feedback, and see if it works.
Correct. And feedback cycle is also important. That's when you do something, see the results, and adjust. You keep cycling through ideas based on reactions from users or customers.
Exactly. It can apply to language learning too. You speak, get feedback from a native speaker, then correct yourself. That's a feedback cycle for your language practice.
Perfect. Let's not forget launch. We said, launch early, see what breaks. In a tech context, to launch means to release or start offering something like an app or product to the public.
Right? So you can do a soft launch or a full launch. Soft launch means releasing to a small group first, while a full launch is for everyone. It's all part of failing fast to learn faster.
Yes. Another word we used was assumptions. We said you might discover your assumptions were wrong. An assumption is something you believe to be true without proof.
Right. So If you assume customers want a new flavor of ice cream but never test it, you could be wrong, then you fail slowly. But if you test it quickly, you discover the truth faster.
Exactly. Did we miss any key phrases?
We mentioned real experiences versus perfecting things in theory. Theory is the idea of how something might work, often without actual practice or experience.
Right? So practicing your language in real situations beats only studying theory. Theory is good, but real-life usage will teach you faster. That sums up the spirit of fail fast.
Indeed. Also, we used bubble, meaning a safe zone where you can't fail. But that means you also don't learn. It's like being in a protective shell which can hold you back.
That's a good point. Stepping out of your bubble or comfort zone is crucial. Failing in small ways outside that zone helps you progress.
Exactly. And to remind everyone, we're not encouraging careless mistakes. We're suggesting a smart, quick approach to testing ideas, taking risks, and learning from each outcome.
Right? Fail fast isn't about being reckless. It's about being courageous and open to feedback. That's how you truly learn.
Very true. I think we've covered the main terms. Should we wrap up?
Yes, let's do it. Listeners, thanks for staying with us on today's Boost English podcast. We hope our conversation about fail fast, learn faster inspires you to take action, make mistakes, and grow stronger in your language journey and beyond.
Absolutely. Keep practicing, keep experimenting, and keep failing forward. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. Until next time, this is David signing off.
Thanks, David. And thanks to everyone who listened. I'm Olivia, your host. This has been Boost English. We'll catch you in the next episode. Remember, keep challenging yourself and don't be afraid to stumble a bit. That's how you learn faster.